Finally, it's been 2 weeks and you can now actually hear me. What I was saying was that, as per usual, you're born blind, deaf, and utterly helpless, just a little over the size of your mother's paw. You do get a nice fluffy coat of fur though. This protects you from the cold, harsh, rugged environment on the other side of that gap, where Mum's just heading out for the day. Don't worry, she pops back regularly to check on you, even though at this point all you can do is stare at the ceiling. She returns at dusk, which is actually when she'd rather be out, but you will need your nighttime snuggles. You're now 5 weeks old and decide enough is enough, so summon all your strength to try and look at something that isn't the ceiling. But you're still not strong enough to brave the harsh outdoors, so Mum, again, has to leave you to your own devices. You were originally classified in your own genus before further study got you reclassified into Panthera, or big cats, so you've now got a lot to live up to. Oh no, sounds like danger is around, and Mum wouldn't be back this soon. Hopefully not a male snow leopard, that never ends well for kids. A brown bear wouldn't be much better. Luckily, even at this age you're basically invisible, so you still have a chance here. Phew. Mum continues to leave the den as you rack up game time until a month passes when she decides to bring work home with her. I guess that's what these sharp things are for. You're now 3 months old and the time has come. As you approach the exit, you brace yourself. This high up it's going to be cold, dangerous, struggles at every corner. Oh. It's not actually that bad. Suppose it is still the summer. Which also means there's some easy dinner around. Nice, now you'll finally get to see Mum in action. Or not. Okay, must still be some potential danger. For now you're starting simple, learning how to effectively cross basic rocky terrain. That might be a bit of a push. Mum teaches you how to catch some smaller prey, which is handy as you turn 5 months old and are now fully weaned. Now that you're getting a bit older, it's time to start practicing some more advanced skills. You continue to grow in size and strength and gradually take on some steeper climbs. Next, you start to follow in your species' footsteps and begin your training to become the Himalaya's next long jump champion. With these new life skills acquired, Mum decides it's safe for you to watch and learn how to hunt. On the next hunt, she even lets you finish off the kill. Nice. It feels like small steps, but it's important to go slow when learning. Wait, we're missing one. This isn't gonna end well. Well, at least Mum's used to this kind of thing. Over the next year, you continue to receive one-on-one tutoring from Mum, learning all the key skills needed for adult life. You're able to hunt on your own now, but she's still hanging around as backup. This all comes to an end when you reach 22 months old and you're ready to brave the world alone. But first, there's just one more thing to conquer. It all comes down to this. After one last look at Mum, you take a breath and go for it. You are now an adult snow leopard. Time to say bye to Mum and head off to find a territory. You've now reached your max size, weighing a whopping... Oh, that's not quite as much as you expected. It's not exactly near the other big cats. And that's what makes you so good at navigating an environment they'd all fail miserably in. Another thing you have that they don't is your great big bushy tail, that is nearly the same length as the rest of your body. Not only does this help you balance as you search for a territory along rocky cliff edges 12,000 feet above sea level, but it also stores some extra fat for the somehow even colder winter months ahead. Smells like another snow leopard's claimed this area. Confrontation's not your strong suit, so you go and look elsewhere. The most important things to consider when choosing your territory are food and where you can hide from it. Your ears are rounded to preserve heat and you keep them nice and flat to avoid detection. Your unique spotty pattern blends in perfectly with the background as you slowly approach the target. Once you're in range, you use your longer hind legs to launch 30 feet, expose your sharp canine teeth and catch the prey off guard. Nice. That was quite a respectable leap. Pretty good considering you're only 2 feet tall. Not quite the 50-foot record though. That kill took some energy, so after dragging your dinner to a cozier spot, you catch your breath by using your large muscular chest and short wide nasal tubes to inhale vast quantities of air into your large lungs. Your nasal tubes also warm the cold air before it reaches your lungs, as well as removing excess heat from the air as you exhale. This, combined with your smaller and more numerous red blood cells when compared to the other big cats, is why you don't suffer from altitude sickness due to the absurd lack of oxygen here. Now that you've caught your breath, it's time to tuck in. Delicious. To make the most of this feast, you need to stay around this area for 3 or 4 days, so you can scrape it right down to the bone. But you quite like it here, so you think you'll stay longer. You're knackered after your long day, so after scent marking your new zone, avoiding potential social interaction, it's time to find a cozy spot for the night. You climb up to a high point in the Rocky Mountains for a good view of possible threats, then wrap your built-in blanket around for comfort and warmth. Oh, aren't you cute? Sorry, you're not cute. You're a fierce big cat, a ruthless apex predator. Even if your large nasal cavities give you a shorter muzzle and more rounded forehead. Over the next few days you continue to eat past the best before date, which then gets you through another 10 days when you decide you're now hungry again, and it's time to start the whole process all over again. Well, looks like winter has come. That would explain why your fur is now more off-white. At this time of year, your main sources of energy all head further down the mountain to avoid completely freezing to death. So that's where you head to. You're built to withstand minus 40-degree temperatures, but that doesn't mean you want to. Your next target. Same as before, slowly approach till... Whoops. Okay, stealth out the window. The chase is on. You leap down the mountain, hitting your top speed of 40 miles per hour, trying to close in on the target. You're not the fastest big cat, but what you lose in speed you make up for in agility. And massive paws that distribute your weight so you can walk on surfaces others can't. You were lucky with that one, as typically food is more scarce this time of year. It's coming up to Christmas, a time for giving, and you could really do with a fat turkey. There's not much food around, so you wonder if that nice farmer is in a festive mood. You head on over and start eyeing up your favourite target. That one on the left looks nice. Ow. Ow. Fine, you'll leave. I guess they're not feeling very festive. As winter comes to an end, you start to head back up the mountains, again following the food. What's that? They have some massive horns. Finally, a worthy opponent. Your battle will be legend... Oh, you've already killed it. That was quick. Well, I was going to say that you leap down the mountain using your large chest muscles to absorb the impact, again catching your prey with the element of surprise. Anyway, this is good timing because it'll give you a nice boost of energy for the upcoming mating season. In order to find a partner, you look for the telltale signs that someone has been in the area. Nice, you found them. After a few welcoming vocalizations, you spend the next few days together, the only social time of your year. They don't really stand a chance. Once the deed is done, as a male, you take off, leaving behind a single mother, so you can enjoy the peace and quiet again. And that's pretty much the only unique thing you do as a male. As a female, you take on the responsibility of your species' survival and spend the next 3 months preparing to become a mother. This looks like a good place for a den. It's nice and high up and there's lots of prey animals around, which are not only good for food, but act as an alarm, making loads of noise when danger's around. Using some of your fur, you kit out the new den, making it nice and cozy for the new arrivals. During the early days, same as your mother, you leave the den regularly to hunt enough food to feed the 4 of you. As the kids grow older, you gradually show them the way of the world until they're able to go off on their own. Nice. Finally got rid of them. Now you can go and enjoy one of your favourite activities. Drinking the blood of your prey to get drunk. Apparently. This could be truth or legend, but at the moment this isn't really your concern, as you're now struggling to see and that amazing balance of yours doesn't seem to be working. The next thing you know, you're waking up in the middle of nowhere to a lot of pain. In multiple places. Now you're in some trouble. You try to move but struggle in pain, then let out a big roar to scare off any predators. Oh, is that it? Oh yeah, you can't actually roar because you don't have the right vocal cords. Never mind. Days go past and you barely make any ground. Hunger and dehydration are setting in, and you're becoming delirious when two mysterious figures suddenly approach you. The ghosts of the mountains warn you of the approaching danger and how you'll never outrun it, leaving you with only one option. Before you can ask anything back, they vanish, and you start to hear the rumbling sound of footsteps. They were right. There is only one option. You close your eyes, roll off the cliff, and hope for the best. Ow. Well, you made it. Shame the same thing can't be said for that guy. Although you'll live to see another day, you are in a lot of pain, aching all over. Hey, I wonder if that ancient traditional snow leopard part medicine actually does anything. Everything still really hurts. That's not surprising. After a little rest, you're back on your feet, and since the humans have made their feelings about you very clear, you decide to move to the 70% of your habitat unexplored by them. You cover the length of a marathon overnight, looking for your next meal as snow builds up around the Rocky Mountains. It's gonna be another tough winter, but that's fine, you'll survive. Even though you're smaller and can't roar, you've proved yourself a worthy big cat, thriving where none of the others could, perfectly adapted to dominate this specific rocky, cold and snowy environment. Ah,